You know, every time we go online, every click we make, it casts a kind of digital shadow. And while our online lives are amazing, those shadows can hide some pretty serious threats. So today, we're going to pull the most common cyber threats out into the open, figure out exactly how they work, and most importantly, how we can all defend ourselves against them.
I bet this looks familiar. It's that moment where your heart just drops. An email lands in your inbox. It looks official. Maybe the subject line is in all caps. Urgent action required. It's telling you, no, demanding, you click a link right now or your account is going to get suspended. That little bit of panic, that split-second decision, well, that's exactly what cybercriminals are banking on. It's the front door to everything we're about to get into.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to spring the phishing trap and see what makes it tick. Then, we'll start unpacking all the different kinds of malicious software out there. After that, we'll look at the really scary stuff, the digital hostage situation we call ransomware. And then, the most important part, we're going to talk about how to build your own digital shield to keep yourself safe.
Okay, let's start with the number one way attackers get in the door, the phishing trap. And the name, spelled with a PH, says it all. It really is like phishing. They're casting out these cleverly disguised lures, just waiting for someone to bite.
See, when you boil it down, phishing isn't really a technical hack, it's a human hack. The whole game is built on deception. These crooks pretend to be someone you trust, your bank, a social media site, maybe even your boss, all in an attempt to trick you into just handing over the keys to your digital life.
And the way it works is just shockingly simple. First, you've got the bait, that urgent-sounding email or text. Then comes the click, which usually happens when we're busy or not paying close attention. And that one single click is all it takes for the theft to happen. It might send you to a fake login page, or even worse, it could start downloading something nasty right onto your device. It's a brutally effective 1-2-3 combo. So how do you spot a fake? Well, there are a few dead giveaways. Real companies almost always use your actual name, not some generic "Dear Customer." Keep an eye out for typos and just weird grammar. That's a huge red flag. And before you ever click a link, just hover your mouse over it. Does the web address that pops up look weird or misspelled? And the big one, always be suspicious of that false sense of urgency. That's a classic mind game to get you to act before you think. Okay, so what happens when you do take the bait? What's on the other side of that click? Well, that brings us to malicious software, or as most people call it, malware. If a phishing email is the fake party invitation, malware is the unwanted guest who shows up to trash the place.
Malware is really just a catch-all term for any piece of software that was written to do bad things. You can think of it like a digital germ, or a vandal, or a spy. Its only job is to cause chaos in your digital world.
And this stuff comes in all sorts of flavors. You've got classic viruses that latch onto normal files and then spread like, well, a virus. You've got spyware, which is super creepy. It hides on your device and just watches everything you do, from the passwords you type to the messages you send. And then there's adware, the annoying one that just floods your screen with pop-ups, often trying to trick you into downloading even more junk. Different tactics, but the same nasty goal.
And here is the absolutely critical connection you have to make. How does this malware get on your computer to begin with? So often, the delivery system is that exact same phishing email we were just talking about. That bad link isn't just trying to steal your password, it can be the trigger that downloads malware straight to your machine. Phishing and malware are absolute partners in crime.
This leads us to what is frankly the most terrifying evolution of malware out there, ransomware. We call it the digital hostage because that's literally what it does. It grabs your most important digital stuff, your photos, your documents, your memories, and holds them hostage for a price.
The attack is a two-part nightmare. First, it uses super strong encryption to scramble all your personal files. Your documents, photos, they all turn into complete gibberish. You can see the file names, but you can't open them. Then comes part two, the extortion. A message pops up demanding money, a ransom, in exchange for the one and only key that can unlock your life's work.
And the whole process is just chillingly effective. First, the infection, which, again, often comes from a phishing email. Second, the encryption, which can happen totally silently in the background. You might not have a clue anything is wrong until it's way too late. And then bam, the demand. A message takes over your entire screen and your digital world just grinds to a halt. And the ransom note you get is usually as blunt and scary as this. There's no room to negotiate. It's just a cold, hard demand, often with a ticking clock to ramp up the pressure.
They almost always ask for payment in a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin because it's so hard to trace, which makes it the perfect tool for anonymous criminals. So now you see the whole chain reaction. It all links together. That one email from the very beginning that looked a little weird? A single careless click on something like that can start this entire cascade. Phishing is the unlocked door, and ransomware is the burglar who walks right on in.
Okay, I know, that was all pretty heavy. But here's the good news. Understanding the threat is half the battle. Now we can focus on what to do about it. It's time to build your digital shield with some simple, practical steps anyone can follow.
Let's run through a quick defense checklist. First and foremost, the human firewall. Just think before you click. That little moment of hesitation is your best friend. Second, use strong, unique passwords for all your important accounts. A password manager makes this way easier than it sounds. Third, keep your software updated. Those updates aren't just for new features. They patch the security holes that criminals love to exploit. And finally, your ultimate secret weapon against ransomware, back up your data. Seriously, if you have a safe copy of your files, the attacker has absolutely no power over you.
When it comes right down to it, it all boils down to this one simple idea. Antivirus programs are great. Firewalls are helpful, but your own awareness, your ability to spot that weird email, to question that sense of urgency, to just take a breath, that is the single most powerful defense you have. You are the shield. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We all live in this world of digital shadows now. The threats are out there, they are real. The only question left is what we're going to do about it. So, how will you protect your light?